What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Plio and I'm so excited because Sid Highwind is finally here. So today we're gonna do an in-depth review of all his kit. Should you pull on this limit break banner? Is he a good unit? What is the role that he's going to play? We are officially in version 2.5, so very exciting times. Without further ado, let's look into the details. Starting with the outfit, I'm not convinced by this outfit. I don't like this thing and the letters. I like the color blue, but I don't like these googles. Anyhow, not really convinced by his first design, but let's look into the stats because maybe that will change your mind. Buff and debuff extension 5 points. All allies buff and debuff extension. This is very good to save ATB, and we already had plenty of buff and debuff plus outfits, so this will help everyone. Cosmic Protection is that physical and magic defense 20%, physical and magic attack 10%. We used to have an ability for Barret actually called Indomitable Soul. It appears in one of these very few Barret outfits and it does the same thing just with a different name. Indomitable Soul and Cosmic Protection are the same. Buff and debuff extension though, this is huge value, 20% extra. And it's yet another R ability, so then you will have buff and debuff extension plus buff and debuff extension to all allies, buff and debuff extension. So good. Now, Rocket Lance, 614 physical attack, 643 magic attack, not really high stats. We have seen 680, 690. But the C ability, with the cost of 4 ATBs, it does 620% magical non-elemental damage, and it can crit. Status ailment Enfeeble is applied to a single enemy and it lasts 70 seconds. Wow. Ice resist is decreased high to a single enemy 35 seconds. Now, Enfeeble, okay? So, Enfeeble is huge because it increases one tier of the existing debuffs. So, let's say that you are physical defense down mid and fire resistance down mid. For example, with this EI weapon from Sephiroth, right? Enfeeble will take physical defense down to high and then fire resistance down mid to high. And if they were in high, it will take them to extra high and it will stay there. It's not going to continue increasing. It adds one extra tier to all the debuffs. It's huge value. So in this case, I wonder like which one will come first because it applies both at the first time. I don't think it will work on ice. So I don't think it will go to extra high just with one hit. I think we need 2 hits and then ice resistance will decrease to extra high. So for all your ice teams, this one is the best debuffer in the game right now. The R abilities, boost attack to all allies, really powerful, and more buff and debuff extension. Also, one more thing. Ailments are not buffs, okay? So ailments are things like bio, stun, and things like that. Buffs are things like physical defense down, physical attack defense up, and so on and so forth. So, because of that, we don't have an R ability that will increase the duration of ailments or that will increase the effect or something like that. It's the same at the beginning of the game. It was the same. We are now in the second cycle of the game, where now we are seeing more ailments, but we still don't have R abilities for that. At the very beginning, we didn't have abilities to increase the duration of the buffs. So maybe in the future, my theory crafting bet is that we will see ailment extension or something around those lines, right? Because we will see more units applying ailments. Very good. And it breaks cross sigil. So he went to the cross school. Okay, very nice. Yeah, so we're off to a great start. Even though I don't really like the outfit, now the stats are super powerful. Let's look into all his weapons now, right? We're gonna review all of them one by one. So, Rocket Lance, the limited weapon, extremely powerful. If we were just going to look at the banner in isolation, I think this is already a must pull for whales and krakens for sure. But if you are looking to be really good on ice, just with this banner, you're gonna have the best support unit for your ice teams. Now, the good thing as well is that this weapon, ailments are not like buffs, so because of that, it already applies the effect. It's just that the duration is different, right? So OB1 is enough to apply Enfeeble. And then ice resistance is mid, and then it can go up to high if it's like OB1. If it's OB6, it's already high. So in a way, just a single copy can work, because in the future, you could use this for other things like physical defense down high that other units can apply to go to extra high, and so on and so forth. If you are Whale, that's a OB6 is your go-to. So this is a really good banner. I would say not exactly a must pull right now, but extremely powerful. For Krakens and Whale, it's a 100% must pull. For free-to-play, not exactly a must pull so far, right? So far. For free-to-play, right? For free-to-play that you are saving. Also, let's put some dates out there. March is going to be the 1.5-year anniversary. Well, we don't have any event confirmed, but that will also come with some limited banners. So it's good to keep that in mind. I think it's an extremely powerful weapon. Even for free-to-play, you could get one copy. Don't sleep on Enfeeble. It's going to really increase your damage output. But we need to look into the whole unit and the team combinations. So, that's why we haven't finished yet. But if you're here and if you like this type of content, please consider to subscribe to the channel and press a like. I will really appreciate your support. Especially subscribing will help me making better content in the future. Anyhow, let's continue reviewing now all his weapons. Flayer. 648, not really high stats, 523, but very nice. With the cost of 3 ATB, it breaks Diamond Seal. Top stuff, because it's been a while that we haven't seen Diamond. Very good, 420%, and it does stop, which is another ailment. I guess some bosses will be immune to stop because it's a new ailment. I guess not the new bosses, but at some point they might be. And it lasts 5 seconds. HP 46.39 points. And then its abilities are normal. Good thing that it's breaking Diamond. A Scimitar, it costs 4 ATBs. Again, not really high stats, base stats. Physical attack increase mid to a single ally. Magical attack increase mid to a single ally. And also ice damage increase. So this one also heal. It heals, but it doesn't have the S ability to heal, so it could be better. Boost heal 31 points, buff and debuff extension 52 points is very good for your stat stick. Now, the thing is, Aerith also has a weapon that is called Cedric 1, and it focuses on magical DPSers, ice damage increase high at the cost of 3 ATB, 1 ATB less, and magical attack increase mid, that then later it can go up to high. So if you were gonna buff your ice units, now you have 2 options. Cedric 1 in general, I think it's better, but the good thing is that Cid is more versatile, which is fantastic for the game. So then this is free to play friendly by being versatile, so that you can play with physical teams or magical teams. Both benefit from this one. Also, in general, physical attack increase and magical attack increase is always a good thing to have. At the same time, we have many weapons like the one that is featured in the other limit break banner, so many limit breaks banner, that Aerith can increase magical attack to all allies. So then this one is not needed. And also Aerith can increase physical attack to all allies. Further than that, Beam Angel, also has an ability that is Store Integrity that can also increase physical attack to all allies. And lately Angel is such a game changer. So anyhow, a Scimitar is good, but we have other options. Radiant Lance, 616, again, really low stats. 570% physical, non-elemental. Wow. Increase command gauge 20%, attack 31 points, boost ability potency, and it breaks sigils. This one is top. This one is so good. Let me explain. So, wow, I'm so surprised. My favorite weapon so far, and I think the best combo, well, we will see soon, right? But the best combo could be Rocket Lance. So you apply Enfeeble and then attack to all allies. That's your primary weapon. Then after that, Radiant Lance, secondary. So you increase command gauge 20%. Command gauge is, this square that we have here on the right. And then the sooner you go into max stun, the sooner you're going to do way more damage. But I would say more. As you have seen in all the previous ranking events, they have this debuff that will slow down your command gauge. So you take longer and longer to get to the max. This is 100% aimed to the single battle ranking fights. This is Extremely powerful. We have never seen something like this. It's just so good. And it costs 4 ATBs, and it does non-elemental damage. Great. Fantastic. Now, let's continue. Viper Halberd, 500. Yeah, 500. Not really high stats. Physical defense increase high to himself. Magical defense increase high to himself. And heal cast. These abilities we rarely use. I haven't seen this one because we have other abilities that will do physical defense or magical defense to all the party. So then, yeah, not really good C ability. But, okay, it's because the trick was here. Our abilities, physical defense 46 points, magical defense 39 points. This is meta. This is so needed for our stat stick. Imagine putting this on your Angel. Wow, so good. We will never use this as primary, but as secondary, quite likely maxing this to OB10 is gonna change, so much. Partisan, 520% magical wind damage, 640, it starts to do a bit more, but not really high. This one is fine. Boost magic attack 31 points and 52 points is decent. Quite high value on wind potency. But, we rarely use these weapons because we have better options. But as a stat stick, again, very good weapons. So we have seen 2 very good weapons for a stat stick. Viper Halberd and Partisan. They are there. Although Partisan, low stats, but fair. Pole Axe, less than 600, 540% physical non-elemental damage to all enemies, fair. Physical attack decrease mid, okay. And it can go up to high. Magical attack decrease mid, and it can go up to high. Okay, this is very interesting. It's similar to Kuya Spirit Blade and similar to a weapon that Kaisit has that I forgot, and the S19 from Vincent. It does the same. It's just like Vincent 1 is magical. HP 62 points, boost ability potency 26 points. Okay, this one could be another option. So we could be playing potentially with Rocket Lance. And then if we don't need the common gouge, which, maybe we are not in a ranking event, and maybe this is not so needed, although still it's super important to get to max stand as quickly as possible. This one could be another option so that we get less damage. As well, Vincent, as I was saying, it has the same thing. It's just that this one is magical, non-elemental, but it's just the same. Although, okay, Vincent also has the signature ability from him, increased limit gauge, okay? Magic attack and ability potency. In this case, is HP and ability potency. It's more tailored to survive, but also like HP 62 points is quite high. It's the highest we can see. And as a stat stick, independently of the R ability, the C ability, is fantastic. So, really good thing. Now, Trident, 616, not really high again. 620% physical non-elemental damage. It does poison, okay, for 30 seconds. And on the first use, a stop is applied. The thing here is that why does it say a stop is applied? Or you can extend it. If it was already applied from other limit breaks or something, it could extend it. Okay, fair. 5 seconds. Okay, I think we have seen better. I read somewhere, okay, maybe we will see that soon. 4 ATBs to do a stop. That's what it's doing. And maybe sometimes poison. So sometimes in ranking events or some summons, poison is useful. I have mixed feelings about this. HP 62 is quite high. Buff on the off extension, 26 points. The S abilities, we haven't seen yet anything that will do Cura. Because we are seeing a lot of value towards like support. But for example, Barret has many weapons that help us healing the team. And Sid doesn't do that. It's just on the offense. 540%. Again, not really high stats. Physical defense increase high to all allies. This is good. In general, this is good. Boost attack 31 points and buff on the off extension 52. I think this is the first time that we are seeing this combination, attack and buff on the off extension. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kitesy has something similar. S abilities are normal. The thing with this is like we just saw a Store Integrity from Angel that does physical defense increase high and also physical attack increase. We have other ways to get better value from weapons that will increase physical defense. Still useful because maybe at some point we need Seed maybe using Rocket Lance and supporting the team with Slash Lance so that the other units can do something else. And then lastly, Spear. 750% physical, and a stop is applied. This time is for 8 seconds. Physical attack 62 points, boost ability potency 26 points. Okay, so then, as a recap, I think the combo is, of course, Rocket Lance is going to be your primary, and then as secondary, you are either bringing Radiant Lance if it's a PvP ranking event, or a Spear if it's a crash battle, potentially, because you might benefit from this stop. It might be a game changer. Radiant Lance doesn't stop anything. Or maybe Pole Axe, maybe depending on like if you're fighting multiple enemies and you need to decrease that. Trident, I don't think we will see ourselves using this much. I might be wrong though. Or Slash down Lance. So we have some options. The thing here is that Seed is missing a few things for me. So Seed is missing Cure All. Barret, is like, or Red 13, or of course Iris. They can apply debuffs and buffs and heal. Seed cannot do that, but it has Enfeeble. So then what will be the team composition, right? Let's discuss that. If you bring Seed, what other units are you not bringing, right? So you need always a DPS. Someone needs to do damage. Seed, this one is magical, non-elemental. So for, let's say that you're building an ice team, right? If it's ice, Seed will be your best support unit. Then the DPS could be, if it's physical, could be Cloud. If it's magical, could be Yuffie. Great. And then you can bring Iris, so that Iris uses Citric 1 to buff the party, and also magical attack to all allies, and also the ultimate weapon. So that's a team that is set for ice. But now let's say that with earth, right? There is no... If you bring Seed, you still need a DPS, so the DPS is going to be Vincent, but who is going to do earth resistance down high? So that Enfeeble actually works. You need Angel. Okay, maybe that could work if you don't need to heal. So for example, in a max challenge for DPS, that could work. You don't get the benefit of having the extra 3 ATB from Iris, because you need to compromise on one unit. But that could potentially work if you don't need to heal. Angel cannot heal. Vincent, of course, is a DPS. And Seed is the extra support. Now let's say that it's fire. If that's the case, you need someone that will do fire resistant down. Angel could be the place as well. So similar thing, okay. But now let's say that it's wind. If it's wind, Seed, if you try to bring Seed, then let's say that maybe Yuffie is doing wind resistance down high and wind damage. And then Iris is healing. Okay, it could potentially work as well. Thunder, let's say Thunder. If it's Thunder, someone needs to do Thunder down and Thunder damage. Maybe Thunder will start to have a challenge because Angel doesn't have that. Vincent will be the DPS for magical. If it's physical, someone else, maybe Cloud, maybe Zack. But then you need... Thunder is a tricky one. Seed wouldn't be there for Thunder, probably. What else? Water. Similar thing, right? Glenn does water damage, and it buffs his own water. Anyhow, all I'm trying to say is like, Seed in paper, it has the potential to be a unit that we use everywhere because of Enfeeble. At the same time, he's still missing 3 or 4 banners so that he can also apply, let's say, Imperil, fire resistant down high or water resistant down high. or maybe other weapons to help us heal, so that he can offload that from the healer and replace Aerith, or maybe help us with that. So he has a lot of potential. Now the question is, should you pull on this banner? Whales and Krakens, by the time that you're watching this, you might have already OB10, because Enfeeble it's really going to change your ranking PvP events. For free-to-plays, the good thing about the weapon is that ailment Enfeeble, just one copy could be useful. And then if you need a support for ice, he is your man. So maybe just one copy. But also, I want to give you some dates. March is the 1 anniversary and a half. So quite likely we will see an event for that with limited banners. And then we have the other anniversary. So for free-to-play, it might be a skip, because you need so many units, you need so much investment, that for free-to-play, it might be a skip. Although, Enfeeble, it's just one copy. Just one copy. And if it's OB6, then you can also do ice resistant high. So then it could take you to extra high. But the outfit is also good. Buff on the off extension. I'm not coming. What do you think? Do you think this is like a free-to-play unit? Are you gonna pull on him? Now, me personally, I think so. I think I'm gonna go for outfit and then some copies. Maybe OB6 is enough. OB6 will give me 40 points on attack, and then exactly what I need. 50 seconds of Enfeeble that I can reapply later seems good enough for me. I still think that he is missing 3 or 4 banners, honestly. So far, it's not there. But let's say that they release 3 or 4 banners, then having Enfeeble will be the key. And then we can build this weapon later. That's why I'm recommending at least one copy, even if you're free to play. It could really help your account in the future if they take a lot of time to introduce Enfeeble to other units, which I think they will take some time, like Provoke, like Veil is his signature ability. I think it will take some time so that you pull on Seed. Because of that, I'm recommending one copy at least, and then later with weapon parts and so on and so forth, you can continue building that. Ideally OB6, but then OB6 I don't think is free to play, because then you might sink your crystals and anniversaries are coming. And those things are always spicy. Anyhow, that's it. What do you think about Sid so far? Wait. One more thing. We haven't seen the limit breaks. Oh, man. This screen, right? We get so happy navigating this screen. Like, I love scrolling down. Anyhow, boost jump. Sarcasm, sorry. 200%, 2000%. Stop is applied for 5 seconds on the first use. Okay. Dynamite, physical attack increase mid and magical attack increase mid, decent. Similar to Lucia, similar to Kite Seed. Hyper jump, similar to boost jump, I think. Boost physical and magical. And then stop is applied. Okay, it applied stops for 3 extra seconds. So stop is his signature ability. Fair. Maybe in the future we will see more units doing stop. But I think Enfeeble is gonna take some time before we see that, although at some point everything will be everywhere. Lastly, the Guild Battle Weapon. Let's go into the exchange. Mop. We're gonna mop the enemies. So 540%. Again, stats are not really high. 10% crit and status stop is applied. Okay, so this one could be another option. Physical defense to all allies. Potentially, it could be another option. So you bring the rocket lance and then a secondary. You bring this one to stop the enemies. But it's basically because you want to get the physical defense. If you need the physical defense, it could be your primary then. And then rocket lance could be the secondary. Potentially. This one is a statistic. I don't think we will use this often on primary or secondary. It will go into the second row. Statistic is a real mob. These weapons are really funny, like bouquet, a tree, a branch. Anyhow, yeah, this is it now for real. What do you think about Sid? Such a long video. Well, I would really appreciate your support, so let me know what you think. Until next time, cheerios. Bye-bye.